Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your monthly tarot forecast for the month of September 2022. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And also please go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs. That'll give you a much more dynamic picture of what's going on with you this month and for all the weekly forecasts that we do on this channel as well. So let's get right into it and see what Capricorn needs to know for this coming month. What is the message for Capricorn? The Chariot. Okay, that is a good place to start. I think maybe we are thinking of some new adventures. Maybe there are some new paths opening up to you. Let's find out. Oh, some interesting cards. Definitely some interesting cards. Quite balanced, I think, quite positive. Lots of major arcana. The first two cards we get are major arcana. We have the Chariot and the High Priestess. So Capricorn, I think September really is going to be a month where you're going to see an increase of opportunity. You're going to see an increase in your kind of ambition, your eagerness, your readiness, maybe to go out and to face some new challenges in your life, okay? With the Chariot, we see that they are completely geared up and ready to go. That charioteer has their valuables, has their sensitive, vulnerable side well protected. They are all in armor and ready to go. The weather is good. They're geared up and ready, right? But the Chariot is not moving. The Chariot is stationary. It is just kind of waiting for the orders. It's waiting for the impulse to start going. So I think that you really have built yourself up. I think that you have taken care of you. I think that you've really prepared yourself, I think, for this coming month. Even if you weren't quite aware of what was going on and you weren't doing it consciously, I see that you really have readied yourself for this next phase of your life. And so now I think this Chariot is just waiting for the orders to really start moving, to get going. Okay, and I think that's going to be coming by way of this High Priestess. This is going to see an increase in your motivation, your ambition, your sense of adventure. This is going to see an increase, I think, in your eagerness to get out there and try these new things or to move into this new phase of your life. And we're going to see maybe with some of these other cards what that new phase of your life might look like. But for right now, I'm just going to say tentatively that this High Priestess is bringing you that impulse. It could come from an unexpected omen or synchronicity, some kind of message or news or information, something that you receive maybe from within. Some kind of impulse is going to give you that just gut feeling that now's the time to do this. So let's see if we could find out maybe what it is that you're going to be venturing into, or what are some other factors that are contributing to this. First, this readiness to get going and to get moving and to get on with your life, so to speak, and where this impulse might be coming from, what it might look like, okay? So in the recent past, I see that there was some conflict and some turmoil and just some friction that you've recently gone through. Maybe you're still going through it, or maybe this is what the beginning of the month is going to look like. But I see this right around the beginning of September, so it could be something that maybe in August it was kind of starting to wrap up, or this when you really started feeling this. But there was some major conflict with someone, and that's coming by way of this Five of Wands, and this is just strife and friction and fighting. And, you know, I think in some circumstances the fight was to free yourself from something. I think the fight was to get yourself ready. You were fighting really for this. You were fighting for this prepared Chariot. You were fighting to get yourself free of anything that was weighing you down. You were fighting to establish your independence, to establish yourself as the authority of your life. And so I feel like this fight wasn't just as superficial as it might seem, right? I think it went a lot deeper, and you're really fighting for yourself. And I think that is probably what you're either going through right in this moment, or it was in the very recent past where you had this fight, you know, probably manifested as conflict with another person. But I think the real fight was to bring yourself forward, to bring yourself into this freedom, into this new light where you are preparing yourself for the next phase of your life, right? For your next adventure, for whatever is coming next for you, okay? And in terms of what is coming next, we're going to jump right to the immediate future. I usually save this for a little bit later in the reading. But for the immediate future, we have the Four of Cups. So now I think with this Four of Cups, this is bringing you a general harmony and balance in your emotional life. I think with these Four Cups, you have gotten out of this stormy weather. The seas are a little bit calmer now. It does look like there was some storm that passed. These cups are now coming forward, and they're balanced, and they're a little bit more centered and stable, and things are feeling a lot better. So I think that whatever you were fighting for, whatever kind of freedom you've just earned, I guess, I think that it's going to really result in some strong stability, a good foundation. You're going to feel good mentally, emotionally, physically. You're going to have this balance. And this, again, the fours are kind of just like a stable, the four legs of a chair, the four corners of a building. It's the base. It's what supports it. What kind of gets it ready to start moving in other directions, or gets ready for the actual use and action of whatever we're talking about, right? So I think you're going to be developing this very stable and secure foundation of your emotional life, your feelings, and your desires, and your mind, and everything is going to stabilize. And I think from there is really it's going to be a good opportunity then for you to take these new adventures and to move on into the new phase of your life, because you've established this stability. So going from this five, right? The fives are very active. There's a lot of upset, and this is in terms of your relations with other people, but more in terms of this struggle to free yourself, this struggle to break out of something within yourself, right? Because the wands are more about your willpower. They're more about your spiritual nature, or your vitality, or just the essence of your being, right? So it's not really any one particular conflict, but it's just this general conflict, this general fight that you went through in order to establish yourself and prepare yourself, and to protect yourself too, because this charioteer is all in armor, and they're protecting that vulnerable grail there in the middle, that vulnerable, sensitive spot, which is the core, the center, the real essence of you. And I think that preparedness, that preparation, is going to lead directly into this stability of emotions and this good foundation. And now you feel like you're ready to go. You feel as if you're prepared and capable, and just absolutely ready for what comes next. I do see that a lot of what is going on in your life seems to be the wrapping up of this, whatever this conflict was. Because these two cards, top and bottom cards, we have the Four of Wands, and this is closure, completion, the wrapping up of something. And then with the Three of Swords, we see that it involves some kind of grief or heartache or heartbreak, some kind of sorrow or pain. So I'm thinking, was this maybe kind of a messy breakup? Was this a loss of a loved one? Was this the falling out with a loved one, a friend, a family member, or in terms of a romantic partner? Something there, the conflict manifested in that form. And I think that you're able to free yourself from that. Something is ending, and it's not a very pleasant experience, but you're fighting for yourself. You're fighting for your preparedness and your readiness to move on and to finally get on with the rest of your life, right? So we have those two cards that I think are contributing factors, and they're all pushing you toward this Chariot and this High Priestess, which, again, they're major arcana. I think this is the central idea. This is what is really seems very important to me and holds a lot of weight. I know the conflict here seems like, well, maybe a lot of readers would focus on that conflict and what that conflict was all about. But if you already know, what more could I tell you? But what I'm sensing and feeling is that all of that conflict was necessary for you to get to this stage of readiness and preparedness, and to be just completely geared up to go out and conquer the rest of your life. Okay, and I think that's what's coming. I think that's going to take the immediate form of these stable, like sure foundation of emotions and feeling, and you're going to feel good. You're going to feel like you can conquer the world, and you can. Now, where this is going to go, we're going to find out right now. Don't forget to hit that like button, and please subscribe to this channel. It's because of all of you that we're able to keep doing this, and this channel is growing, and I appreciate you all so much. Okay, so where you're coming from now is coming right off of that Five of Wands, this fighting spirit, this conflict and friction. Well, now you're kind of in this Seven of Wands phase, right? Which we went from the 5, skipped right over the 6, and we're right now at the 7. So this, again, it's another odd number. It's another active card. And I think in this case, this is your still being rather on guard, still being rather defensive, still being very, very quick to defend yourself again, right? I think you're kind of now, since you are coming off this fight and this conflict and whatever this situation was, I think you're still very keyed up from that, and you're still very, very on guard, right? Very sensitive, and just, you know, not paranoid, but you're kind of looking over your shoulder a little bit. You're wondering where the next fight is going to come from, and you really are trying to prepare yourself for the next battle, because now, you know, let's say you're on your own now, and it's kind of you against the world. We're going to get to that, though, because I don't think you are alone. I don't think it is you against the world. But I know that we can have that attitude, and we can feel like we're up against some really great odds, very just tremendous forces that we're up against. And so you have to really just like be ready, right? You're just kind of on edge and ready to fight again if you have to. So I think that's kind of the mentality that you have right now. Again, I think moving into the immediate future, maybe towards the you know, the last 10 days of the month, or even into the following month, you're going to feel this kind of stabilizing power of yourself, your emotions, your confidence, right? I think all of that is going to settle down, and you're going to start to feel that stability, that foundation that's going to really be kind of a springboard into your future, right? Now, we also have more major arcana over here. We have the Fool card. So I think the Fool is really saying that the world is your oyster. The universe is open to you. There are infinite possibilities for you. And once you come through this conflict, once you allow things to kind of settle and stabilize, and you allow yourself to kind of recover and set up your four corners and secure and stabilize all of your feelings and your energy, and get that kind of calm foundation going, you really have unlimited possibilities. There's no limit to where you can go with all of this energy, this freedom, this appetite to go and just conquer the world, right? Conquer the rest of your life. So I really feel like the options are completely open, and it's just this sense of wonder, this sense of adventure, this sense of, you know, kind of innocence now. It's like a rebirth of your innocence and kind of your childishness, your freedom, your joy, and just happiness, and almost kind of a giddiness now, where there's just so many possibilities. Just thinking about all the different things you could do with the rest of your life, it's wild to think about, right? There's literally no limit. Anything that you feel that you want to do or try, try a bunch of different things. Try 100 different things and different paths for the rest of your life, you know? And that's what the Fool card is saying. It's just, you know, metaphorically speaking, pack your bag, just hit the road, see where you go. Just start wandering and see where your life, see where your spirit, see where the universe takes you. Okay, so I think that is really an encouraging card, saying that you have so many possibilities, and it is really infinite and unknown where you're going to go, but you have to find that within yourself, a little bit of direction. Now, that direction, where is that coming from? I said it's coming from yourself. It's coming from this Emperor energy that's within you, and this is you really taking this fiery energy, this fiery energy, this fiery energy, and channeling it into your inner authority, right? You are the emperor of your own life. You are in charge of yourself and your path. So this is the coalescence of all of that fiery energy into this Emperor, which is you leading your own life, directing all of your forces. This is like your ego now that is calm, collected, confident, knows they're in charge, is capable of making decisions to put you out on the road, right, with this Fool card to start having these adventures and get on with the rest of your life, right? It's time to really get out there and conquer your future, conquer the rest of your life. And that's what this Emperor is doing. But where does this Emperor get its orders, right? Where does it receive its kind of, its idea, its direction, its strategy, its plan? How does it know what to do, right? Where is this energy getting its energy, right? Well, that's where we end up at the final card of the reading, the long-term outcome, the Star card. Beautiful card, beautiful energy. This is really to me shows such a nice connection between all of this energy, where it's just getting higher and higher, more subtle, more divine, more spiritual, more just exalted, right? So we went from all of this kind of messy, mundane fire and conflict and, kind of aggression or just, that fighting, fiery energy down on this plane. And we moved up then to the Emperor, now being in charge of all that fiery energy and able to control it and is giving the orders out. And then we see this wonderful Star card, which is this, it's this air energy, it's just spiritual light, spiritual energy, it's the insight, intuition, it's the omens and synchronicities and the messages from above or from within or both, everywhere, all at once, giving you direction in your life, kind of. And not so much in an obvious way. It's not just like, just some instant message or a text message telling you what to do or where to go. But this is more of an inner knowing, an intuition. This might be in the form of dreams or daydreams or fantasies or anything from your unconscious that just kind of wells up, or any kind of spontaneous idea, a flash of insight that you have. And that's very much related to the Fool card. The Fool card is not one that consciously decides, okay, I'm going to try that today, or I'm going to go that way for my future. No, it's more of just kind of seeing where the universe takes you, being open to inspiration. I think this card is very much about inspiration, and I think that inspiration is going to inspire that Emperor, and that Emperor is going to be able to direct that chariot. Okay, and that chariot is going to get moving, and you're going to be really getting on with the rest of your life. And Capricorn, I'm very excited for all of this. This is really showing you that the door to your future is opening, and is opening wide, and it's saying, come on, let's get this going, okay? I'm very, very excited for you. Capricorn, thank you very much for letting me read for you today. If you want to check out the extended version of this reading, you can become a member of this channel, and all of the information is down in the description box. So I encourage you to do that. Thank you again. This was your monthly tarot forecast on Dove and Serpent Tarot.